Welcome to a short session with Seibert Media. I'm starting this in English today. We had a couple of German videos already comparing Microsoft Office 365, the cloud version of the well-known and famous Microsoft Office suite, and a lot more from Microsoft, where my colleague Paul and I would go through different features and apps and try them out and then compare them to Google G Suite. The reason why we're doing that is, first of all, we don't know too much about Office 365. We see a lot of our customers go for the Microsoft Cloud and Office 365 without even looking in their Google direction, which is, in my opinion, a big mistake. I don't know at this point whether it's a mistake to choose Office 365 over G Suite, but I do know for sure that it's a big mistake not to compare. So if you don't even consider using the Google tools instead of the Microsoft tools, this is most definitely a big mistake, also for big companies. Some of our customers have 50 or 100 or 270,000 employees. And when such massive companies go in one direction without looking to the sides, it's something that is quite alarming for us. Also because, and this is probably also a disclaimer that I should bring up front, because we're kind of in an anti-Microsoft positioning with the offerings that we have. The shirt I'm wearing, Draw.io, is a big competitor, an open source software that really does what companies do with Microsoft Visio today. So we're competing with Microsoft Visio with Draw.io, especially in the Atlassian marketplace where we are. When Atlassian in investor calls or at conferences asked, who's your biggest competitors? They say, oh, we have a wide range with Jira, Confluence, Bitbucket, Trello, and other services that we would consider as competitors. But overall, if you only try to narrow it down to one, it's most likely Microsoft, because they are also very heavily engaged in the B2B market, trying to foster the productivity in companies. And that's very similar to what Atlassian does. And we're one of Atlassian's biggest resellers and a very big Atlassian partner. So I also have that angle that makes me want to know more about Microsoft. And then we're a Google G Suite partner. And we do resell their G Suite offering. And a lot of our clients, also very big clients, have kind of completely substituted the Microsoft technology that they had, mostly behind the firewall technology, with Google Office technology. And some things that I hate about my work today is our customers rightfully ask, what's the difference? Like, why should I go Google? And the best answer I have, it feels like the right choice. It's more affordable. It has a much better value for price ratio. It's slicker. It has a better usability. It has the better mobile apps and so on. But those are like very general topics. Whenever I encounter people who are very pro Microsoft, and I've been searching a long time for finding SharePoint behind the firewall fans that I could do sessions with, that I could discuss, that I could offer like a back and forth discussion. And actually, I've been unable. Like yesterday, they wouldn't be available. Today, if you're searching for fans of Microsoft Cloud, there are people who are willing to engage in a discussion and who do have relevant arguments that you should be listening to and considering in your own decision which route you want to go. So that has changed. And those people, those Microsoft fans, they say, oh, I would say exactly the same things, but in favor of Microsoft. So it's more secure, it's the better solution, more features, blah, blah, blah. It's slightly different, I'd say. Like most people would agree that Microsoft has more features and Google is probably more streamlined. I think that is something that a lot of people can agree of. Challenge is, what do you make from that? Like, is the streamlined approach of Google, is it limiting me? Or is it helping my overall user adoption? Is the additional features helping my employees or actually a necessary basis? Or is this a bloated, heavy lifting as an adoption exercise when I try to make people use this software that I have to pay a lot of money for? So either choice. There's, if you're a big company, there's also like comparing between Office 365 and G Suite gives you a really awesome edge when it comes to pricing. Like as soon as Microsoft notices that you're comparing and actually evaluating Google as a valid choice, their pricing and willingness for discounts increase dramatically. They, I've heard of stories that I won't tell here, but that are really telling that Microsoft is aggressively trying to make sure that people don't switch to G Suite, which may be an understandable tactic or not. There's also like an ethical dimension that I don't want to dive into. These videos are unstructured, they are opinionated, and maybe also you have to bear with me, like struggling with Office 365. If you've come so far and are still part of this, maybe you can bear with me, but still, like, this is like kind of the early long form of a much more concise and to the point comparison that we are striving for. My assumption is that it's going to take us years, and that also some things that we compare will be kind of moving obstacles. So like if we try to show you how you create an event in G Suite or Office 365, it may change on either of those sides before long. And then this is kind of obsolete. So this is also why when I've come to Google conferences and talked to other Google partners about such a comparison, they always, like the general answer is the comparing doesn't help. Like comparing those two is difficult, and there's like different approaches that both vendors take, and so it's not worthwhile. At the same time, if I'm speaking to customers, they always ask for these comparisons, and they do them themselves. Like especially those that go the Google route, they always have to justify, why are you doing that? Like, why don't we take this like path everyone's taking, just continuing on this Microsoft thing? We're a Microsoft user either way already, so why don't we just stay there? It can't be a big mistake, right? So if they try to divert from this path, they do have to have a justification. And one part is a comparison, at least a table that'll show we won't lose a lot, or we won't lose anything, or maybe we even have some advantages. I've seen very shallow, also opinionated comparisons, and I've seen very, very deep and detailed ones. And I think both is kind of not helping a lot, because the opinionated one is easily to be discovered as an opinionated table that's not worth a lot. The detailed one has the challenge that those people who take the decisions don't have the time to go as deep into this comparison, and it takes a long time. And we're trying to be somewhere in between. So it's going to be a little bit opinionated. It's going to be detailed, and then I would want to offer something in between where people can find their own level of detail that they need. As I said, it's going to be a long video. Not this one. Like the whole thing is going to be long because I'm recording live as I'm evaluating Office 365, and I'm going to comment on what I know from G Suite and how this compares. Hopefully, for some videos, Paul's going to join me. We had a first longer video in German, and then we had the second one. That was actually pretty cool, in my opinion. Challenge was that probably Microsoft knew from the get-go that we wanted to criticize them. And we found quite a few stuff that you can criticize. And then Microsoft Teams on my Mac, which is exactly this device that I'm recording from, it will crash. But in a way that like all the recording that I did was gone. So I'm back to relying on Google, or actually YouTube, to record this if Microsoft tries to crash my Mac again, the way they did the last time. Everything before that will be streamed, and I can keep on where I left, which wasn't possible for the last recording that Paul and I did. At least for this video, I do have some stuff that I can share. And I'm pretty interested in whether the English version of Office 365 has the same challenges, or if they only have those usability problems in the German version. Okay, then without further ado, but actually there was a lot of talking before, I would start sharing my screen. For now, I think it's okay to just share the browser. I'll hope I'm gonna remember to switch once we come to this situation where I wanted to show you how Microsoft Teams crashes my computer. We'll see whether that happens again. At least, okay, so this is my login. Let me open this real quick. Oh, this was the wrong. Wanted to go here, portaloffice.com. Oh, already log in. This is now the German surface. Let me check again. Yeah, it's showing the right one. And so first challenge, small detail, but how do I change the language? Maybe under my profile. That's leading me somewhere. Ooh. I'll go back here. Oh. Let's go back to portal.com. There was this cog icon. Ah, language. Wird geladen. It's loading. Oh, it's loading long. So time zone, date, do you want to switch me? Oh, it doesn't work. Here we go again. Welcome to the show. What is this? Like I'm using the latest Chrome. Why don't you? Let's do reload. Okay, I'm clicking the cog icon. Show me all settings for language and time zone. Language loaded. Okay, and actually, this is what this video is about, like finding out where they suck. And like switching a language is probably something that a lot of users have to do when, for example, let's assume I was in a German company speaking English. all user interface would be per default be German, and I would want to switch. So it's not an uncommon thing, but it doesn't work. I'm thinking whether I should keep on trying or use a different browser. Difficult to say. So waiting doesn't help. I'm not blocking any cookies or something. So let's use Safari and Firefox. Oh, I assume you can't see that because I only, yeah, you can see it. Let me end this and now share my entire screen. So this is Chrome and this is now Firefox. Let's log in here. Oh, that's the wrong one. This is the right one. That's it. I know every now and then people tell me don't show passwords, but actually I'm not showing any passwords. So try to log in with just my email address. It's not going to work. And the password is not shown. So this is not a security problem. Stay signed in, sure. Okay, so this is per default English. Now it's switched back to, let's minimize this. Okay, let's go here. Is loading, same problem, no browser problem. Oh, that really sucks. Let me go to my Safari. Bring that up again. Copy. No, I don't want to have Safari as my default. Okay, so if this language switching isn't work, I'm gonna explain these things in with the German interface. It's not a big problem. It would have been very interesting to see whether the same problems persist on the English interface, but Microsoft don't want to let me switch. And now it doesn't want to load. Why is that? That's the right Wi-Fi. Oh, now it's loading. I don't want to be too aggressive on them, but you don't ever experience any loading challenges with any Google service. But that may also be my challenge. So let's not, don't save the password. Okay, now I don't need it again. Okay, same interface, Safari browser, switch the language. Ah, now it works. Look at this. Ah. And this is not staged. It's live. And the cool thing is, like, I don't know whether, like, I only speak German and English, very little French. They welcome me here with, I don't know, like pages of Cyrillic languages. I don't know whether it's correct to have them after Afrikaans, but at least from a usability perspective, for the majority of their users, which will most likely going to be English people, I would suggest that you have some common languages like English USA or UK on top, and maybe even German. Let's search for some English. Deutsch, that's where I am. English, world, Caribbean, Europe, Austria, Barbados. Oh, the whole, look at this. English Germany. What is English Germany? That's bullshit. There's no English Germany. I don't know whether there's an English Denmark, but What's the difference of English Germany and English world? Oh, holy. So that's what I mean when like they don't look at this. What is it? Is it like 500 versions of English? US outlying islands and United States? Where's the difference? Like, do they speak a different English there? And how am I supposed to know? Even if they did, like, do they now want me to use get my language like English Tanzania? Really? Okay, you know what? Like, let's finish that. That's awesome. I'm gonna pick English world, and the cool thing is they can do like one thing with this English picker was I thought that they had to do it in an alphabetical way, but they don't. English world is the first. So where's USA? Why doesn't USA go second and UK third? And then you can have all the hundreds of other things. Okay, we don't ask. Let's hope that it's working. Save. No, I can't save. Oh, shoot. Come on. Enter. Pressing enter. No. Cancel. Cancel doesn't cancel anything. Let's do a reload. Maybe it's just taking long. Let's look whether Firefox can do it after. Look, it's there. We're here. It just takes like ages. Where is my Google window? Here. Oh, for Google, it's not a problem of ages. It just doesn't render that thing. Okay, but maybe Firefox will allow me to switch the language. English. No, you can't type. Why should you be able to type? You scroll, please. So I scroll English world. And now 1, 2, 3, save. Oh, that looks like it's saved. Although I still see the German surface. So let's do a brave reload. No, it doesn't work. Still German. Sprache und Zeitzone. Language and time zone. English, world. Picked it. I'm not in Amsterdam. I'm in San Francisco. Oh, it's minus 9 or something. However, mountain time. Say hello to Dan. Dan's from Montana, and this is mountain time. Okay, but that won't change. I can save. It does save. If I reload the page, open via the cog icon. Oh, it's English. Now it did. Holy. This is actually how I was envisioning that. It's a funny exercise to let me give you my surprised face again. So I don't know how long this took, but let's assume it was 5 minutes that I was trying to only change my language from German to English because I decided not to record a German video, but an English video, so I wanted to have an English interface. But the Microsoft guys, they wouldn't let me. They made me try it on Chrome. I tried it on Safari. But on Chrome, the language picker doesn't load. Too many languages. And go back in the video to see how many they have. They even have like 200 English versions of English, which is hilarious. And then finally, after failing to do it on Chrome and Safari, Firefox was able to render this. And I picked the language. Hit save, didn't work directly. It tried to change the location, but I assume you just have to wait a little, maybe a minute or two or something. And then now I have the English surface. Let's reshare. I'm going to share my. So here we go. So if I do a reload here, it should also give me the English interface. Awesome. OK. It still gives me some German contents in here, but let's ignore that for now. We have an English interface. Awesome. All that Paul and I did were we were thinking, oh, there's some apps that are predefined here, and I can click explore all of your apps. And we clicked that. And then they had a list, which they have here as well. And we've gone through this list. And it's actually different. Awesome. So they are much better in the English version. And I was almost assuming that. So one of the challenges is that they actually have a bad German experience. So at least partially, I'm seeing the same problems. OK, so we went through all of these things, and we're comparing where Google has an offering and where Microsoft has an offering that Google doesn't have. We didn't compare the other way around, whether Google has something that Microsoft doesn't have. Also because it's mostly not going this way. So most people, they want to switch from an environment that is very much driven by Microsoft to a Google environment. And they're trying to check whether they are losing something. In my opinion, the things that they are getting are so convincing that they don't need extra services to convince other people. So it's more of a question, what am I losing? Like, what is it? And let's look at this list here. We have, by the way, an enterprise E3 plan. So we try to buy everything we could for, I think, 3 users. So we can present everything and explore everything. There's a couple of things that I never have heard of, like Delve, don't know. Dynamics is a CRM system. Flow seems to be an automation workflow thing. I don't know. There were a couple, like also Planner, never heard of. Seemed to be something like Microsoft Project or Jira, like an issue management thing. It's difficult to tell only from the one-liner that you have below it. Some things that really struck us were the ambiguity that is in this 25 service list. So you have 25 entries in this list, and there's a lot of ambiguity. Let me show you, like there's an entry that's called tasks. Create and manage tasks in Outlook. To do, manage, prioritize, and complete the most important things you need to achieve every day. So something that was missing in German is the term Outlook, which gives me some differentiation already. But so I have 2 entries for basically the same thing. And then there's a third, which is Planner. Create new plans, organize and assign tasks, share file, chat about what you're working on, and get progress updates with Planner. Holy, what's the difference between tasks, to do, and Planner? And then also the term chat is everywhere. Like I can chat in Planner, obviously. I can chat in Microsoft Teams. I can chat in Yammer, which is more of a microblogging service, but it's like almost real-time, updating automatically. So it's a chat-like experience. Then there's still Skype, which doesn't make the list here. Maybe they're trying to phase that out for Office 365 users. At least behind the firewall, they have Skype for Business. So a lot of ways to do chat. And then also like, yeah, tasks and to-dos is probably the best example. There's another one, like stream and video. And in a German version, they had the very exact same description. Let's see. Stream. Share videos of classes, meetings, presentations, training sessions, and other videos with people in your company or school. Share videos of classes, meetings, presentations, training sessions, or other videos with people in your company or school. Like, holy, is that real? Like, they have the same description for two different services. If you click on the documentation, you get to the same documentation for both things. So they just have an obsoleted second entry. Like, is everyone checking what they are doing there? Or am I not supposed to explore all of my apps? Like when I'm beginning, it was kind of the first thing that Paul and I did. Like, oh, we bought this now, paying like 30 euros a month for per user on this. So let's see what we get. And what we get is like a list that is ambiguous, not clear, and has duplicated obsolete entries. Don't know. Like they're earning like billions of dollars with this. It's the best explanation that I have for this crap, in my opinion, is that they sell to the head of IT or like decision makers, managers of IT, and then someone else has to use the software. Like you have this separation between the people who actually do the work and the people who buy. And the people who buy actually, it just has to be good enough. This is most likely good enough. Like, oh, you can't switch your language. Bad luck. But with a couple of clicking here and there, with our support, and we had a very good support experience with Microsoft. It was in the first session, we were trying to get a third user or a second user. I don't know. It wasn't possible. So I thought, oh, you're earning money with that. Why can't I add a new user? So I was filing a support ticket. And actually, someone was calling me back while we were doing that. Like probably 3 minutes later, my phone was ringing with a Microsoft support guy. And actually, the time he was calling, we had figured out that in a different admin area, we would be able to add the third user. But like the speediness of their support and the very fact that someone was calling me, speaking German, talking to me was phenomenal, like really cool. Probably they obviously need it. They obviously have so many flaws that they have to have someone who'll guide you through. And if you have the separation of the guy buying and the guy doing the work, it's not that important for this guy, whether this guy or women will have a good experience. As long as there's a support guy helping this guy doing his work, this guy doesn't have a problem. And the support is part of the job, like the deal. I don't pay extra for the support. So just call them and then they'll help you. It's really kind of a good enough approach that I'm experiencing here. And let's go back to screen sharing for a little, and then we'll end this for now at least. Okay. I still like my Chrome. Okay, so what we then did, so something that we also found a lot was the unwillingness of Microsoft to decipher between different target groups. So for example, let's look at people. Organize your contact info for all your friends, family, colleagues, and acquaintances in one place. It's faster than ever to keep in touch. The challenge that I have is I don't want to put my friends and family's contacts into my work account. Never. I never want to do that because maybe tomorrow I'll have to switch the company. And then what happens? Like all my private data stays in the company account and I can't take it with me. This sucks. I don't want that. So, not to say that, like, at least for European people, that's a big challenge GDPR-wise, that you have to get their consent to store your data as a company and so on. So and also like there's like, would I want the company to be able to look at my private data? Probably not. However, not looking at this, there's always this ambiguity because they have one service, this Office 365, for the whole world population, kind of. Like if you're using that privately for yourself and your friends or your family, it's the very same account like if you're using it for colleagues and your business. And it shouldn't be that way, in my opinion. I'm paying 30 euros per user, which like this really scales. If you have hundreds or thousands or hundred thousands of people, this really is a lot of money. And I don't want to tell my people to store, or my employees to store their friends and family data. Us Germans may be very sensitive on this privacy things, but also all the Americans and the rest of the world, they don't want, it's like not a good move to store your private data there. So some personalization, if I'm buying an E3 account for 30 euros, I'm probably not using that for my family. Or Microsoft could ask me, like, what are you using this for? What's the circumstances? They could tell from, they are telling me a lot of AI and like magic that they do with machine learning. But like these simple things, they really don't help when you're trying to onboard thousands of employees. I want it easy. I want it plain. I want it simple. And that's not it. Okay, however, let's not go deeper into this list. These were the main findings that we had. And then Paul said, let's go into Outlook. So we went into Outlook. And then we were searching for the calendar. And after searching a while, we found the calendar. And then he said, oh, how about we try out creating an event? So I click here, added a call with myself. We were, I don't know how, I could change the colors somehow. I think with categorize, yeah, exactly. So that was nice. And then we wanted to have a call, like a screen sharing edition. How do we get that? Invite employees. Let me invite Paul again. And I'm also going to invite myself. Please know that this is not my Microsoft account. So this is an external user, although this is my actual email address. I still missed how did we get the room or location? Yeah, I can have my location. We were able to add a calling. How did we do that? Remote presentation. Oh, I got this invite. Okay, let me show you real quick in my Google Calendar what I'm searching for. Like when I'm going to my own calendar and I'm creating a new. So there's a very simple thing: add conferencing, Hangouts, Meet, and that's it. And something that that Google did is they had Google Hangouts, which was a predecessor of that. And that was the default maybe a year ago. And then they came out with Hangouts Meet, which is a new technology for video conferencing. And the point they had Hangouts Meet out, Google Hangouts was gone. I couldn't choose it here anymore. Microsoft doesn't do it that way. You can still choose between a Skype meeting and a Microsoft Teams meeting. And challenge is, I don't know where it is. That's very unfortunate because it doesn't help me try to get this Microsoft Teams thing going. Okay, we'll skip that thing. I'll find out one day how to create a call from Outlook. I know that it is possible because I did it already. Let me. Yeah, it doesn't have any link here. Okay, so we'll go back to my list, and I'll go to Microsoft Teams. And let me finish that before this is the part of the video where the video would be able to end, because last time my computer was crashing like really crazy, the way I didn't experience my Mac crashing in probably 5 years or ever. It really actually dropped dead. It went black and it was gone. I have to say, like right now, I have 41% battery, but I'm charging. Like it was the same last time. I actually had 55% battery and was charging. And I don't know whether Microsoft Teams needs so much energy, but normally the Mac will go to 2 or 1%, and then it will drop dead. So we should be hours away from that happening. My assumption is that Microsoft Teams is just not a software that is optimized for Mac desktops, which is maybe understandable, but Mac has a very big market share, especially with people who are like very advanced in computer science. They use Macs and Linux computers a lot. And let's see. So if this video just ends, it's most likely that I crash my computer again. And it's I'm hoping for that to do again, because it'll help me reproduce the error over and over again. And this is also like, hopefully I'm helping Microsoft fixing this problem. Maybe it'll work, then you just have to believe me that it crashed last time. Let's see. So I'm recreating the desktop sharing session. Okay. So let's go back. I was clicking Microsoft Teams. It's asking me which account I want. I take this account. Obviously, it wants me to make this choice twice. I'm going to do it twice. Just another challenge. Okay, for the call. Oh, again. What is this? It's the third time. Okay, I was telling Microsoft 3 times I want to have this user. Now it wants me to download a Mac app or use the web app. I'm going to start using the web app. I have installed the Mac app, but let's go as fast as we can with the web app, because I know the web app will not crash. Oh, this is German again. So do I want desktop notifications? Yes. I will have to switch language here again. So this is also something that is challenging in my opinion. So why doesn't it synchronize? I did that already. Don't let me do it again and again. And then the list is different. This is there is no Cyrillic things here. English is, it doesn't start with English world. So there's the synchronization because this is just a different service. Okay, save. Ah, English. Awesome. That worked better now. So those developers seem to be better than the overall Office developers. Okay, join with the code. I want to do a meeting. Yeah, here's a meeting. Cancel meeting. Started. How do I do that? Schedule a meeting. New one. Look now. There's the Microsoft Team meetings. Remote call with myself. Right now, that's all good. Select a channel to meet in. Pick a channel. Oh, I didn't create a channel. Okay, so copy that. I'll try again later. That's also not the best usability, but I obviously have to create a channel first. Build a team from scratch. Yeah. Org-wide. Yeah, let's use Seibert Media GmbH. Awesome. Meetings. Create new meeting. Ah, here we go. Click. General. Okay. Where is my participants? Organizer, invite someone here. That guy. And find a match. Oh, it's an org-wide channel. I can't. Oh. Everyone can join online, but it's not true. Can I invite this guy now or not? No, I can't. I can schedule this. Won't save. Why is that so? Close. Schedule. Yeah, that's disturbing. Initially, I thought because this is a org-wide thing and I wanted to invite someone out of my org, it would let me do that, but I think I simply can't do it. Okay, whatever. Let's. It's really. So create a new team from scratch, public. All our partners is the channel or the group. Okay. And now I will try. Somehow I can't save. I have no idea why this is. Actually, I think I have the Teams app already. Teams, Microsoft Teams, here it is. So this could be the time when this will start crashing. Loading Microsoft Teams. Okay. Select another org. So sign out. It's probably best. Okay, I'll sign in again. Microsoft 365. This is my email address. Also, next thing, why don't, yeah. Other. Okay, sign in. So anytime, expect this to crash. Okay, so this is now the app. I'll try again to schedule a meeting. There's my existing meeting. Trying to schedule it. No, this is. remote call with myself. Or pick the channel, all of our partners, general channel. I'll invite myself. Didn't find any matches. Who cares? Schedule that. Mailbox address for selected team is not available. At least I'm getting an error message. So you're not talking about this guy, right? So, okay, so what is the mailbox address? Okay, now I can schedule the call. And again, like, why? Why couldn't I do that on the web interface? Okay, here's the call. View meeting details. Join. Oh, now it's getting serious. Chat with participants, attendees. I just want to invite someone, but okay. So I'm gonna join, and I have no idea whether this will crash my machine again. Here you can see me. Join now. Connecting. Okay. Hello again. So that did work for a couple of seconds last times as well. And then it wouldn't. Paul actually started to join the meeting and then it crashed. That's why I'm so eagerly trying to invite someone, because we thought later that it may be because he joined and then things got worse. I can't simply type in an email address. Like, it's challenging. Like, let me show you. Oh, my computer is actually starting to, the fan just went on. That's probably the start of. So if I'm going to meet google.com, things are so much simpler. I just click start new meeting. I don't have to say anything. Meeting starts, start meeting. Then people can call in. They can just use this thing. I can copy that, and I can add people. I can just type in any email address, and then xyz@test.com, whatever I type, I just click it, and then this guy is invited. Very, very simple. Then they say, look, this is someone outside Seibert Media. I say, I don't care. And then the invitation is sent. And that's what I'm searching for. Like, I want this experience here. How do I get someone in? It's obviously not impossible. Copy join info. Let's copy that and put it somewhere in the chat window. Where can I chat? Private chat and calling. Where can I chat? I don't want to see a video. I want to chat. Search or type a command. I have to click this icon. 2. Start typing a name or group. To whom? To all. I want, here. There's a, you need to at least one or more persons start a chat. Okay. But still, like, what is this? I wanted a link. I wanted a phone number. Okay, let's end this here. What you may hear, you probably don't hear it, that the fan's on. So it didn't crash. That's something. I'll close that for now. And I'll stop screen sharing. Okay. So much long video. Let's try to recap of what we saw. We saw it's difficult to change the language. We saw this is not browser compatible. So switching languages didn't work on Chrome and Safari on my Mac. It did work on Firefox eventually. language settings wouldn't sync. So I had to make the same language setting again when I started Microsoft Teams. We have ambiguity in the descriptions of the tools or apps that come with Office 365. There's a service that's called To-Dos, and there's a service that is called Tasks, and there's a service that is called Planner. And they, from this description, we'll find out later in more detail, but from the description, they do very similar things around tasks. There is the same ambiguity for example, the service streams and the service videos. They actually have the very same description. And if you click for the documentation, you go to the same thing. So it looks as if Microsoft just doesn't read what they're putting out there for millions and billions of dollars. It just seems to be the very same service that is marketed once as streams and once as videos. I don't know. Then in the descriptions, we had a mixture of my family, my friends, my acquaintances, and my coworkers, which in almost all cases don't belong together. Like the business thing and the private thing should be two separate accounts. We were trying to make my Mac crash with Microsoft Teams, which did not happen. I did get some fan going on my Mac, and actually the charging has decreased a little, so it doesn't seem to be a very performant thing. That's, by the way, this is kind of creepy and not good, because a chat client, it should be on always. Like I want this chat client to be always on and ping me whenever someone wants to chat with me. Like if I have a Mac app that will suck out energy out of my computer, I won't start it. It's just like a waste of energy if this is not an efficient app. It has to be battery efficient. That's, in my opinion, what you can take from this video is tell your people with a Mac, don't use Microsoft Teams. Use the web interface. Don't install the Mac app, because it'll suck energy from your MacBook, which you don't want. Yeah, quite a few things. Like for an hour of time, and me knowing nothing about all this. Nothing of this was staged. Nothing was scripted. I didn't know anything. Like I was just clicking on the interface, and we found a handful of usability problems and challenges. Let's see what the next 5 or 10 hours will bring. If this is interesting, give it a thumbs up. If you think this is a waste of time, give it the thumbs down. Comment away. I'm waiting for the point where the Microsoft people will join in and flame me and tell me how ignorant I am. So whatever comes, I'm going to welcome it, keep it there, won't delete it, and deal with it. So thanks for watching. I cannot promise that all of the things that we're going to record are going to be in English. So if you're a German speaker, you may want to head off to the German Seibert Media channel, Seibert Media, not Seibert Media Corp. It's the German channel. And if you like that and you want more analysis of Microsoft Office 365, you may want to subscribe to our channel. And we also have other stuff there, but we would still like to have you. Thanks a lot for watching. See you soon. Bye-bye.